Tonight, the first father-son duo to play together in an NBA game.
At the end of the game, and they're going to make you pay, and LeBron does just that, knocks it a much-needed three-point shot.
Los Angeles. James goes to the rim, flips it home, and the foul.
And we knew that was coming.
Picture this moment. Bronny James sits courtside watching his dad warm up just like he did as a kid. But this time it's different. He's not just watching. He's about to check into his first NBA game. The energy in the arena is electric. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It makes such a huge difference to us. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Then it happens. LeBron, at 39 years old, takes off from the free throw line like he's still 19. The whole arena goes silent. Bronny's jaw drops. His dad just pulled off something that's never been done in year 22. The look on Bronny's face says it all. This isn't just his dad anymore. This is history in the making. There they sat, side by side on the Lakers bench, number 6 and number 23. LeBron keeps glancing at Bronny, probably thinking about all those years of watching games from the family section. Now his son's right here next to him, in full Lakers uniform, ready to make history.
They're trying to build him into a great on-ball defender, and he did, a little bit of that in the preseason. Puts the seatbelt on after defending Anthony Edwards. Right here, LeBron, you put your two best players in a pick and roll.
Coach Redick starts pacing, looking down the bench with that look every player knows. The crowd catches on quick. They can feel something special brewing. Then it happens. Redick gives that slight nod, and both James men stand up. The arena erupts before they even take a step. You should have seen them walking to the scorer's table together. LeBron, still sweating from that monster warm-up dunk, puts his hand on Bronny's shoulder. The fans are already on their feet, phones out, trying to capture this moment. 22 years of NBA basketball led to this. The first father-son duo to play in the same game. LeBron leans in close to Bronny, and you can see him trying to keep his son calm. The same way he did during all those AAU games, all those high school championships. But this is different. This is the NBA, and they're about to share the court wearing the same iconic purple and gold. The buzzer sounds. Bronny takes those first steps onto the hardwood, and the roar is deafening. Staples Center, Crypto.com arena hasn't been this loud since Kobe's final game. Every fan in the building knows they're watching something that's never happened before in NBA history. But then LeBron does something nobody saw coming. First possession with his son on the court, and he takes off like gravity just stopped working. Catches the ball at the top of the key, two defenders in his way, and just explodes to the rim. Bronny's watching from the corner, and his face tells the whole story. Pure shock, pride, and maybe a little competitive fire too. His dad's out here looking like he found the fountain of youth instead of playing in year 22. Time seems to freeze as Bronny takes his position on the court. The ball's about to go live, and you can see everything going through his mind. All those driveway games, all those practices with his dad, all leading to this moment. LeBron's not just his father anymore. He's his teammate.
This is all in the family. And what a celebration for the James family. Russell, upstairs for James.
And judging by that dunk, he's still got plenty left to teach his son about playing at the highest level. Want to know what makes this father-son moment even more special? In the crowd sat another legendary duo who broke this same barrier 34 years ago, just in a different sport. Ken Griffey Sr. and Jr. weren't about to miss this piece of history, because they knew exactly what the James family was feeling. LeBron's first move when they hit the court was classic dad mode, turning to Bronny with those words every father hopes will calm their kids' nerves. Just play carefree. Don't worry about mistakes. You could see the weight lift off Bronny's shoulders, even if just a little. After all, this wasn't just any rookie debut. This was 20 years of dreams coming true. But this almost never happened. Last summer, during a routine practice at USC, everything changed in an instant. Bronny collapsed on the court with a cardiac arrest. The basketball world held its breath. For a moment, forget about playing together. Everyone just wanted this kid to be okay. But Bronny? He fought back. By December, he was back on the court at USC, proving he's got that same James determination. Check out who showed up courtside for this one. It wasn't just the Griffies making this night special. The arena was packed with NBA legends, all of them knowing they were watching something that had never happened before in the league's history. Every single one of them had seen LeBron grow from that teenage phenom to this moment, playing alongside his own son. Remember, Bronny was basically born into the NBA. He came into this world just as his dad was starting his second season. From crawling around NBA locker rooms to shooting around before games, basketball wasn't just a sport. It was literally his life from day one. Now here he was wearing that same Lakers gold his dad made famous. LeBron couldn't stop smiling as they lined up for their first play together. "It's always been family over everything," he said later. "To be able to have this moment where I'm working still and I can work alongside my son is one of the greatest gifts I've ever gotten." The ball was about to go live, and you could feel the entire arena holding their breath. Father and son, finally teammates, about to run their first NBA play together. Those driveway games and practice sessions were about to pay off in the biggest way possible. Ken Griffey Sr. watched from his seat, probably remembering his own historic moment with Junior. Baseball, basketball, doesn't matter. A father playing with his son at the highest level? That's something special in any sport. From watching his dad dominate the NBA for 2 decades to finally sharing the court with him, Bronny was about to find out what it's like to have the greatest player of his generation as a teammate. But even LeBron couldn't have scripted what was about to happen next. First possession, and you could feel the entire arena leaning forward.
This is all in the family. And what a celebration for the James family. Russell, upstairs for James.
LeBron had the ball at the top of the key, and there was Bronny, setting up in the corner just like they'd practiced 1,000 times in their driveway. The pass was perfect. Classic LeBron, right in the shooting pocket. Bronny caught it clean, squared up, and let it fly. The whole place went silent as that ball spun through the air. It rimmed out, but that didn't matter. Father and son had just connected for their first NBA play together. Watching LeBron with Bronny on the court was something else. Every time his son touched the ball, you could see LeBron's eyes light up. He wasn't just playing his usual game, he was showing out for his kid. The energy was different, like he'd found an extra gear nobody knew he had. Even when Bronny went for that tip-in that didn't quite fall, LeBron was right there, nodding, encouraging, being both teammate and dad at the same time. But Bronny wasn't just out there to watch his dad work. When Anthony Edwards tried to get a shot off, the rookie showed everyone why he belonged. Stuck right with him, forced the miss, pure James family defense. Even Edwards had to show respect after the game. "That was dope for those guys," he said. "LeBron is my guy, so I was super happy with him and super happy for Bronny." Then came the moment that had everyone's phones out. Right before halftime, LeBron caught the ball with a full head of steam. 2 defenders in his way didn't matter. He exploded to the rim like he was still in his 20s. The dunk was absolutely nasty, the kind that makes you forget this man's been in the league for 22 years. Bronny's reaction? Pure amazement. Even after watching his dad all these years, this one hit different. Coach Reddick couldn't help but smile from the sidelines. "I was wondering why everyone was cheering," he admitted later, talking about when the James duo first checked in together. "Then I looked over and saw the 2 of them at the scorer's table, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool." Pretty cool might have been the understatement of the year. The Lakers would go on to win 110-103, with LeBron dropping 16 points, but everyone knew the score wasn't the real story.
All ready? All right. You see the intensity, right? Just play carefree, though. Don't worry about mistakes, just go out and play hard.
Now, they gave him the angle, trying to keep him from coming off the pick. Caught Gobert on the wrong side, and he just had a lane right to the rim.
This was about a father and son, sharing the NBA court for the first time, making the kind of history that transcends the game itself. That final buzzer wasn't just ending another NBA game. It was marking the start of something we'd never seen before. In the midst of all the chaos, with phones lighting up across the league and legends weighing in, Bronny was holding on to a moment with his dad that he'd been waiting his whole life to share. The emotions were raw and real in that post-game locker room. Bronny, still trying to process everything, admitted he had to block out all the noise just to stay focused. "I tried not to focus on everything that's going on around me," he shared, his voice steady but full of emotion. "I was just trying to focus on going into the game as a rookie and not trying to mess up." But you could tell by his smile that he felt every bit of that Lakers crowd's energy. Social media absolutely exploded. Atlanta Hawks star Trae Young couldn't contain his excitement, tweeting, "This gotta be the coolest thing ever to play a professional sport with your kid. That's different." NFL star Cam Jordan kept it simple but powerful, with just one word: legendary. The basketball world was watching, and everyone knew they were seeing something special. Then came that press conference, father and son sitting side by side behind those microphones, both wearing that Lakers gold. LeBron couldn't stop emphasizing the historical weight of the moment. "This is the first time in this beautiful history of the NBA this has ever happened," he said, his voice carrying the pride of not just a player, but a father who just shared the court with his son. The impact of this moment wasn't lost on anyone in the league. Rudy Gobert, now a father himself, tried to wrap his head around what he was witnessing. "Being a father now, just the idea of being on the floor with my son, which will never happen unless I play until I'm 50, is crazy," he said, highlighting just how remarkable LeBron's longevity really is. For Bronny, standing at that scorer's table with his dad wasn't just another NBA moment. It was everything he'd dreamed about since he was old enough to hold a basketball.
Let's take care of it so that this is not a story that's popping up prior to every game. It's done, it's history, it's special. Los Angeles. James goes to the rim, flips it home, and the foul.
And we knew that was coming.
"A crazy moment I'll never forget," he described it, his words carrying the weight of a lifetime of preparation. The crowd's reception wasn't lost on him either. "I felt the energy, and I appreciate Laker Nation for showing support for me and my dad. This wasn't just about breaking records or making history, though they did both. This was about a dream realized, a father's incredible journey to stay at the top of his game long enough to share the court with his son, and a son's determination to earn his place in the league. 2 generations of James men, wearing the same iconic jersey, changing the game in their own way." As the arena lights dimmed and the crowd started filing out, there they were. Father and son walking side by side, both draped in Lakers gold. The same jersey, different numbers, but united by something bigger than basketball. More than the game, more than the highlight plays, this was about family. LeBron couldn't hold back his emotions when he called it one of the greatest gifts I've ever gotten from the man above. He promised he'd never forget this moment, no matter how old he gets or how his memory might fade. And Bronny? He kept it real, just like his dad taught him. "This is a crazy feeling, just taking it all in." Sometimes the simplest words carry the most weight.